everyone, how are you doing today? I just wanted to quickly check just to make sure I have got the right mic in. Yes, I have. So, a very warm welcome to you, Sally here, and welcome to the Menopause Mindset. So, today's topic is called the one thing most women forget when it comes to a healthy menopause. No, it's not nutrition. It's got nothing to do with movement. It's got nothing to do with sleep or stress relief. If you think you know what I'm talking about, then leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. So if you are watching, do say hi. My internet connection's a little bit intermittent today, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it will all work smoothly. But if not, we'll try again. So, the reason I'm talking about this topic today is because I've been following quite a lot of menopause coaches, menopause doctors online, on Instagram, on Facebook, and I'm recognizing that they are not talking about this particular thing. And it's really frustrating me. So, there's a lot of talk about HRT, which is a great thing. There's a lot of talk about nutrition. There's a lot of talk about exercise and stress reduction techniques. Hell, I talk about those things. And they are really, really important, but they don't matter if we don't address this one particular thing, okay? It doesn't matter how much HRT you take, because when you come off HRT, you may go back to square one, and we don't want that. So we want you to really address this thing. The other reason we need to talk about this one particular thing, which I'm going to mention it, if you try to change your lifestyle habits, your nutrition, your exercise, the chances are you will revert back to your old way of being after, say, 3 months or some kind of time scale. So, you know, when challenges ensue, when the going gets tough, you're going to really want this thing. You're going to really want to knuckle down to be able to overcome your own self, to be able to overcome your own mindset. And I've said it. There it is. So you might have already guessed it, but the one thing that we need to address in menopause is this idea of having a winning mindset. Now, there are 2 key areas that I think we need to address when it comes to mindset. We need to address mindset in the now, which is your ability to make great choices and have a good perspective on things. And we need to address mindset relating to the past. So this is about all your baggage that comes from the past. This is about all your limiting beliefs that you've carried from way back when up to right now. So how do these 2 aspects of mindset tie in with the menopause? So mindset now. So I'm going to give you my one big language hack in a moment to help you master your mindset for menopause. But having a healthy menopause is way, way more than just taking HRT. HRT is great, but it can actually mask the true state of your health underneath. And it gives you it can give you a false sense of security. So I'm going to get really, really honest with you and tell you about my experience. So a couple of months ago, I started HRT. I started a very, very mild dose of HRT because I needed to, but also because I wanted to understand what it felt like, what the implications of HRT were, because I run a group called the Menopause Mindset and I work with menopausal women. So I needed to know for myself what it was all about. So I went to the doctors and I said, I think I'm perimenopausal, what can you do? So she gave me a very, very low dose of a very, very natural estrogen and some progesterone tablets to take halfway through the month. Now, the first month was a bit tricky. I had really, really sore boobs, but it started to make a difference. It's not the be all and end all, but it definitely started to make some kind of a difference. So here's the thing about HRT. It gave me a full sense of security for a bit until I locked into my mindset. What I noticed was that I was able to eat cake, sugar, crisp, drink a little bit of alcohol, and it didn't affect me as much as it did before. So actually, in that sense, my symptoms are really, really useful. They're telling me what my body doesn't like. And HRT can really mask all of that. So HRT, in a sense, is a life raft. You know, if your symptoms are really horrendous, I went on it because I wasn't sleeping that great and I wanted to see if it made a difference. And it did make a difference. But there have been times where I haven't slept, so I know that it's not the whole story. It's a temporary solution while you are going in and sorting out your lifestyle and sorting out your mindset. So to get through menopause successfully, there are many sort of lifestyle shifts that we need to address, which are not always easy. They require doing something different. They require disrupting the status quo, maybe changing our day, how we interact with others. And so some of the things that we might need to do to enhance our menopause, to make it better, are things like setting higher boundaries, quitting sugar, caffeine, alcohol, gluten, dairy. Maybe we need to invest money in better quality products that don't contain xenoestrogens, organic products, organic household products, shower gels, shampoos, things like that. Maybe we need better meal planning. Maybe we need to have scary discussions with our partner about delegation, about intimate life, about our relationships. Maybe we need to really raise our exercise game. Maybe we need to do more meditation. Maybe we need to stop worrying. Maybe we need to go to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe we need to say no to some of the social things. Maybe we need to relax the reins of life a little bit. And often what happens is when we think about doing these things, when we think about making these changes, we often associate those things with deprivation. We associate those things with giving up something. But what we're actually giving up is feeling ill, or feeling crap, or feeling moody, or feeling under par, or feeling frustrated, or sad, or depressed. We're giving up an unhealthy mindset. Hey, TJ. So your homework is this. Bear with me, sorry. Yeah. So what I'd like you to do is write a list of 2 columns. On the one hand, write a list of some of the things that you could do with doing to make your menopause transition a bit easier. And then on the other side, I want you to write, what will those things give me? So quitting sugar will give me more energy. Quitting sugar will reduce my hot flushes. Quitting sugar might help me sleep better. Then when you're faced with that quandary, that decision, do I in this moment revert back to my old habit, or do I do something different in this moment? That's when you need to pull on your resources in order to do the different behavior. That's where the mindset shift comes in, excuse me. I want you to say this. I want you to say, and you can write this down if you want and pause it if you need to. I could choose the old behaviour. I could choose to stay up late and watch another hour of Netflix. But I'm choosing not to, because instead I am choosing health, one of those things that you've written down. So I'm choosing vibrancy, I'm choosing clarity, I'm choosing more energy, I'm choosing to get up early so that I can exercise, I'm choosing strength. So when you're faced with, I could choose not to exercise, but I'm choosing to exercise because I am choosing strength, I'm choosing physical vibrancy, I'm choosing longevity, I'm choosing to feel comfortable in my body. And the reason why that kind of language works is because there's no deprivation there. Your mind always moves you away from pain and towards pleasure. So by doing this, you're reframing the potentially painful situation or the potentially painful perspective, you're reframing it so that it becomes positive and pleasurable. Your mind loves pleasure and it will take you towards pleasure every day of the week. So it's your job to really up your mindset game so that you can make these shifts. And your mind also loves to think that it's in charge as well. Your mindset always loves to think that it's in control. It's the one running the show. It's the one that's making choices. Nobody likes to have choices imposed upon them. Think back to when you were younger, when your parents were imposing their values onto you. You didn't like it. You probably rebelled. So that's why this works. However, we come across a problem, because what if there is a part of you that actually doesn't want to feel better? And I see this so much in my practice. I see this a lot with many, many people where there's a part of them that is blocked. They are sabotaging themselves. There's a part of them that doesn't believe they deserve to feel better. There's a part of them that doesn't believe it's available to them to feel better. Feeling like crap actually feels very familiar, and your mind is totally designed to keep you locked into the familiar. Some people actually get something from feeling bad or not changing. Maybe they get comfort. Maybe their whining makes their partner do stuff for them. I'm only speaking from experience, ladies. Maybe not exercising makes their body ache, and that aching gives them an excuse not to go and do the shopping, go to the supermarket. Our mind is very, very cunning, and it plays tricks on us. It creates a story that we're not even aware of. It creates a story that holds us back, that prevents us from doing something potentially more out of our comfort zone. So you got to watch that brain of yours. So these secondary gain, self-sabotage, limiting beliefs often come from childhood, and this is where we need to address the childhood part of the equation. Okay, so we collect these limiting beliefs from childhood. We learn stuff. So when clients work with me, I always say to them, what you got going on in there? What's the language you're using? What are you saying to yourself on a daily basis? And often it's things like, I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, I don't deserve to feel better, people will find out I'm a fraud, I just can't do it, menopause is meant to be shit, my mother suffered, my mother's mother suffered, it's just the way that it is. And a horrid menopause gives me a reason to be frustrated at my partner or to be angry at my kids. It gives me an outlet. I don't want to change. And it's very interesting. It's really, really interesting where all of this stuff comes from. This is the childhood programming element, and this is what most menopause doctors overlook. This is, quite frankly, what most institutions overlook, government institutions, when it comes to the war on drugs. And I don't want to get into a political discussion because I'm not very good at things like that. But that is what's happening. Childhood trauma is at the root of most issues, at the root of most problems and most blocks. So childhood trauma will create these limiting beliefs that I'm ugly, nobody sees me, what's the point? What's the point for me to be happy? For me to be happy, someone else has to suffer. That was something that came up in an RTT session yesterday. I'm different. I can't connect with other people. I'm not important. I don't matter. I'm not lovable. I'm not worth saving. My opinions don't matter. I'll never be seen. I'll never be the same as anybody else. I'm too different to make a difference. And it's really sad, And they come from somewhere. You are not born with those beliefs. When you're a baby, when you are born, when you come onto the planet, you come onto the planet with a belief that you are God's gift basically. You come onto the planet thinking that you're the most gorgeous thing. Your emotions are perfect. You deserve the world. You deserve to be loved. But something somewhere along the line gets very skewed. That message gets changed. So those beliefs are not useful, and we really need to go in and we really need to change them, because they will massively affect your now mindset. All of that stuff from the past will affect your ability to have a good perspective on life, to face certain challenges, to face discomfort, to move forward, to do what you need to do to create a happy, healthy, vibrant life later on in life. So it's very useful to dig them out and to find out what's going on. So some of you might be thinking, well, you know what? I'm not sure if childhood trauma is actually relevant to me, because I had a relatively happy childhood. And for me, if I hear someone saying that, I often ask them, did you feel overprotected? Did you feel, were you unhealthily close to your parents? And often the answer is yes, because if there's anxiety prevalent, then often that person will have been mollycoddled or wrapped up in cotton wool by a parent. Maybe they don't feel that they can actually be an adult themselves. So there is a lot going on. Some people might think, yeah, but there was no trauma as such. Yeah, like it wasn't great, but there was, I wasn't sexually abused, or nobody smacked me. And here's the thing about that. Trauma isn't pain and sadness, because we all experience pain and sadness. It's a part of life. What trauma is when you're little and you are left alone in your pain and sadness. So trauma is feeling alone, that you've got nobody to turn to, nobody to talk to in your suffering, in your pain, in your sadness, even in your joy. Maybe you can't celebrate a success because it means that a sibling's going to be jealous of you, and parents are like, all right, yeah, calm down, That's trauma. So, the child's brain is very, very open, very receptive, and it's very easy for things to go wrong in childhood, and that's what we need to address. And midlife is a really good time to do that, because at midlife usually anxiety comes up, stress comes up, we get that whole crisis, shit, what am I doing with my life? I need to do something to make sure I'm financially secure, to make sure my kids are okay. Am I going to have kids? Maybe if you don't have children. So many questions that come up at midlife. And it's not just about the stopping of your periods and the stopping of ovulation. It's so much more energetic and emotional than that. It's the egg stopping is part of it, but the whole emotional side of things is way, way, way more for most women. So clearing your childhood trauma so that you can become a fully fledged adult, you can become autonomous, you can fly the emotional nest, you can live independently of all that baggage, all of those beliefs, so that you can create the health that you want, the finances that you want, the relationships that you want. It's so important. But what we do is we mask it, don't we? We mask it with HRT. That's the automatic response. Oh my God, I'm feeling crap. Let me go to the menopause doctor. Let me get some HRT. Oh, look, everything's better. But it's not. It's like a drug addict coming off heroin. That's just half the story. They're going to go back on the heroin if they don't address the childhood trauma. If they don't address the limiting beliefs, the baggage, the beliefs that they're believing that are frankly not true. There's just a representation of what happened when they were younger. So this is my invitation to you, is to think about menopause differently. Not just about hormone fluctuations and lifestyle changes, but actually what is going on. deep, deep, deep. Do a mental excavation so that you can find out more. So how do we clear our childhood trauma? So it's very easy, isn't it, to change our mindset? It's easier. You know, we watch a few motivational videos, we make some better decisions in the moment, we pull on our willpower, we use our conscious mind. But the childhood stuff is deeper than that. The childhood stuff is deep rooted. It's sitting in the subconscious mind. And frankly, I do not believe that you can clear your subconscious mind without the help of a skilled practitioner that is used to dealing with people and their subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is basically your emotions. Your emotions are a reflection of your subconscious mind. So when you have something like hypnosis or RTT, when you are relaxed, when you're under hypnosis, your emotions come to the surface, and that's where all your beliefs are. That's where all your programming is. And you don't want to, you know, it's like you don't want to have surgery. You don't have open heart surgery with a, what do they call it? A sham surgery. You don't want sham surgery. You want someone that's highly skilled. So my invitation to you is find someone that's highly skilled, that can deal with these emotions as they come up, that knows the language, that knows how to empathize, to support, and that knows how to lead you correctly through that subconscious emotional journey so that you can get to the end of it cleared with a new set of beliefs that are going to really help you change your decisions, change your choices in the now. And I can help you with that, obviously, with some RTT. So please feel free to get in touch if you feel drawn to it or if you want to know a little bit more. But you know, it's very, very interesting, isn't it? And I think that's why a lot of my clients are women going through the menopause, because they see that connection. And it is very, very valid and very, very valuable to do this work. Most people don't do it because they feel that part of them doesn't want to change. Maybe they feel they don't believe they can change. It's not available to them. Or maybe they think it's going to be really, really painful and they're going to be lying there for weeks with their guts spilling out everywhere, and they're not going to be able to relate to their partners in the same way. We do fear change. We are programmed to fear change. We like things just the way that they are. But often, there's a good quote here actually. One of my mentors says, if you don't risk anything, you risk everything. I really like that because it makes me think, well, I need to shift things up. If I'm living with the status quo and the status quo is a bit meh, then I need to do something different. I need to take a risk. I need to make an investment. I need to do something different to shake things up. So the anxiety, the stress, the mood swings, the difficult health challenges that we get in menopause are really a huge invitation to address your patterns, your trauma. And the reason this comes up at menopause is due to the decline in sex hormones that we get. So the decline in sex hormones literally lifts the veil on what has always been there. And all HRT will do is put the veil back. And I'm not the only one that talks about this. There are a few very switched on menopause teachers who are quite spiritual in nature, who will talk about this lifting of the veil at menopause. And I'm not saying, I would never say that HRT is wrong. You know, I'm trying it myself at the moment. But we need to be aware that HRT can mask the true nature of our health. So we need to do both if we are going on HRT. We need to take the HRT, but we also need to address the exercise, the movement, the sleep, the stress reduction, and the mindset which underpins it all. All right, so in summary then, mindset in the now, up level your mindset game. Don't focus on what you're going to lose. Focus on what you are going to gain by creating better habits. Raise your standards for yourself. And then mindset from the past. Really address your childhood trauma, clear those limiting beliefs, and Set new beliefs and new values that you want. Really clear it out. Fly the emotional nest. Write new rules that you want. Install that language, and it's easy to do with hypnosis and with RTT. And if you want to know, just contact me. So the benefits of doing all of this mindset work are really so that you can feel better about yourself, you can feel better about your growth, you can learn more, you can grow more, you can have better relationships, you can even earn more money, you can flourish, you have more confidence, you can speak up, you wake up happy, you go to bed happy, you gain wisdom, you pass that wisdom on to other people, and you're not trapped anymore. You're not powerless anymore. You're not giving your power away to your past or your parents or your relationship or your old beliefs. That goes. Your voice is being heard. You're stepping into a version of you that you love, that you like, that is really, really working for you. So that is all from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this live. Do let me know if you've got any thoughts or feelings about what I've said. Do pop a comment in the box. And I don't know if you're aware, but I've started a podcast of the same name called The Menopause Mindset. So I'd love it if you would go and have a listen to the podcast and let me know what you think. Leave a review, subscribe if you want to. And if there's anything that you want me to talk about on the podcast, then please let me know. My plan with the podcast is that I'm going to do 5 episodes by myself, 20-minute short little bite-sized episodes, and then I'm going to get guests on, specialist guests, to talk about the other areas of menopause, like fitness, like hormone replacement therapy, like Kundalini yoga, meditation, creativity, writing, business, all that yummy sort of stuff that we're really, really into. Okay, ladies, I hope you've enjoyed this live. Let me know what you've thought, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.